Hey, we've got a really cool artifact I want to go take a look at. Come on, let's go. Well, hi, Bly.
Hey, Brian.
Yeah. So what are we looking at here today?
We are looking at a special body armor that is called a jacket plate.
Okay. I'll be honest, like compared to some of the other armors we have in the collection, this one doesn't look super impressive. Why is this one so significant?
It's an honest survival, this guy. I'm so proud to have it. It was on my wish list of things to get for the gallery, but I never thought we would get one because it's one of 16 existing in the world.
Only 16.
And half of them are in the Royal Armories in Leeds, and only 5 of them are complete. So when you think about it, there's only one other jacket plate in America, and that's in the Met. So, yeah,
well, I guess that puts us in good company. Yeah, that's okay. Wow, yeah, that's pretty impressive, and I guess that makes sense. It's looks like it's a cloth-based armor.
Right, it's a doublet like you were wearing. The only difference is that in between the layers of fabric, the outer and the inner, there are overlapping little square plates that create this barrier, against arrows. That's what it's mainly intended for.
Gotcha.
Against bowmen. And it was used quite a bit on the 16th century battlefields. Worn by common English and Scottish soldiers.
I guess that would be a little bit more cost-effective, a little bit more accessible type of armor as compared to some of the higher-end plate armor. That sort of thing.
And its predecessor, a lot of people know the Brigandine. That was sort of its predecessor, which is a little fancier because it would have like velvet on the exterior cloth, and then these little tacks, gold tacks or plated tacks would come out from the to hold the plates on.
Gotcha.
So, yeah, this is a more common, basic garment.
Okay. And yeah, I guess with the rise of gunpowder and the dominance of firearms largely replacing archery in Europe, a defense made up of lots of little pieces might be a little less effective. We got 2 holes in the armor. That definitely punched through. Oh yeah, there's quite a hole there. And it did hit the... Okay, this one. Oh yeah, all the way through. Let's take a look at the back side of the armor. That plate is just crumpled.
And I believe those are chunks of plate that are now inside you.
Okay, this is the last armor I'm wearing in a musket fight.
Oh, I can hear you hitting the metal fragment there. So those are actually shoved all the way through by the shot and into the gel.
Oh, that would be
awesome. Oh my goodness gracious.
Goodness.
Can you imagine for a surgeon trying to pull these back out?
Well, the infection, there's almost no way not to get an infection from that. Oh my gosh, look at that thing.
That just got...
Look at the hole right there.
Just shredded.
Yes, not too good against firepower. So it really became obsolete by the time Jamestown was founded. Although we know they brought them with them, and why? Because they thought they might be facing an enemy with bow and arrow.
With rather formidable with the bow and arrow. Yeah, absolutely. And
The only one in there. The wood one is barely in there. Yeah.
These are all places where the points hit, and it looked like it penetrated the canvas, and that's it. This one's interesting because it didn't hit the canvas, because as you can see, there wasn't any, but this is hit one of the holes punched in the plates. So let's see.
It looked like it.
Being, again, obsolete, a little out of date, also doesn't necessarily mean it's entirely useless. There's still plenty of threats out there, edged weapons and that sort of thing that would provide good protection for. You see other theaters of conflict at the time where stuff that would have been considered out of date for the big battlefields in Europe is still getting plenty of use. In border skirmishes between England and Scotland, where most of the players are strapped for cash,
Right.
fighting in Ireland, that sort of thing. So this Virginia would have been one of many theaters of conflict where something like this would still be
and we know
good
that
and
the
usable.
English Civil Wars, they grabbed up stuff like this because
So decades
they were
later,
so
even.
short. Yeah, they were short of protective armor and
Right.
weaponry. So yeah, it made sense. We know that after the Powhatan Offensive of 1622, that King James claims he's cleaning out his armory of all the stuff that's unfit for modern service.
Sure,
Right?
yeah.
And there were 40 jacks in there that he sent to us here in Virginia. So
Great defense
Yeah.
against, again, like you said, arrows, and the colony was, I'm sure, happy to get
oh yeah.
anything at that point. Now, I've also read some about sort of civilian, like urban defensive clothing. Does this fall into that category as well?
Well, there was a proclamation that was issued in 1579, I'm sorry, that is trying to say, look, don't wear these in public because they didn't want to have fights start out. Someone wearing this would feel invincible, right?
Gotcha.
And so no one was supposed to wear them, especially in the Queen's Court. So, yeah, people were...
Clearly you're going to make a rule because
Because
it's
it's a
happening.
problem.
Right, yeah, okay, so there you go. Well, this is, this is very, it's a very cool item. 16, you said?
Only 16.
Only 16.
And we have actually he was the Queen's armorer. He's now the King's armorer. We have him to thank for it because he knew it was coming up for auction and knew my wish and agreed to vet it for us.
Fantastic.
So
That's amazing.
He looked at it. We were really worried because you can see how worn it is, and before it could travel to us, we had to have it stabilized. So there was some conservation work done by the Victoria and Albert Museum.
Okay.
And if you look really closely, you can see that the exterior is covered with a very fine mesh to hold those metal plates in. Otherwise, they probably would have all fallen out on the way over, and there would have been
Well, go
a pretty
figure.
sad garment.
I'm assuming most of this is probably linen construction. Linen looks like some kind of canvas.
Canvas, exactly, and
So,
there is
it's-
a wool lining underneath too. But
Gotcha. Yeah, there's a shelf life for all of that. So yeah, really remarkable that any of it has survived.
yeah.
And this pairs really well with a lot of the archaeological evidence that's turned up here in colonial Virginia, hasn't it?
It definitely. I mean, we've found the plates. Of course, all the fabric has rotted away.
Right.
But we're finding the plates. They're very distinctive. They're square and they have clipped corners so that the plates don't pierce through the fabric. And they have a central hole, and that's for using the. It's actually bow twine used to stitch it together. So.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a little laborious to make, I would imagine.
I would imagine so.
Stitching every one of those plates in.
They did have, it was a specialty. They called them jack makers. So
That gives you a pretty good idea right there if there's a specialty just for that. Well, that's very cool. Yeah, finding the plates in the ground is great, obvious indication that they're here, they're in use, but then to actually see an intact one to really get an idea as to what it would look like. That's
yeah,
That's pretty cool.
it's a very special thing, and I hope most people see it when it's here. It's in our 1622 area where we're talking about that offensive, and because it relates to that.
So yeah, listen up. Y'all don't want to miss checking this thing out.
Definitely.
One of only two in the country. Like,
Yeah, one of only 16 in the world. So,
that's pretty cool.
so if you'd like to see this wonderful object, please come to our gallery, Jamestown Settlement. We're open 7 days a week from 9 to 5.
And remember, if you like this, like, subscribe, and we'll catch you next time. Well, thanks so much for your time, Bly.
Oh, you're welcome, Brian.